there's one of you guys that are stuck on a pacemaker really bad. I mean, you have atrial fibrillation and only a few electrical sparks are getting through to the ventricular, so it's you're a really low heart rate. And so really, you want to kick up those adrenals big time. That's neurotransmitters for that nervous system, which is the autonomic. Won't hurt to use the brain and nerve to strengthen up the brain and, of course, the central as well. It'll also affect the autonomic, get calcium utilization going there. Wouldn't hurt to take the heart formula. I love those herbs in there for that. And then work on your lymphatic system. It'd be really key to pulling yourself out of this. Here's the hypothyroids for 20 years. So there's one connection there you got is low. And I'm telling you, it's probably going to reach into your parathyroid. And then you have a calcium utilization. Of course, you can see that the thyroid controls heart rate, and here you're on thyroid, which is not working for you. So really pick up on a glandular. It'll really pick that up. I'd also suspect you want to look at your case, because you could also suspect the pituitary here. Remember that little thing called the pituitary? Not very big, about the size of the end of this pen. But that gland is something else, boy. It's tied to the hypothalamus area, which is the central hub of the brain. So upper circulation probably would be apropos here. So upper circulation, brain and nerve, heart. I would probably do a pituitary glandular. I would do a thyroid, a hot thyroid glandular, and I would do a parathyroid glandular. Really hit this and pull yourself out of that. Get a picture of your eyes. I'm setting up a special for you guys that I'll do your eyes for, which will give you a quick overview of your body and somewhat of a protocol. But anyway, that's what I would do. You're definitely losing calcium big time. That's your parathyroid gland. Really suspect the pituitary here in this case. So you to make sure you want to hit the pituitary. At the same time, behind all this, you're detoxifying, right? You're detoxifying because detoxification leads to tissue regeneration. So always remember why you're detoxifying, not just to remove the acids out of the body, but you're also, the end goal is to regenerate tissue, whether it's a thyroid, parathyroid, pituitary, adrenals, it doesn't matter. That's the end goal of what you're doing here. And so this would be real important for you to pull yourself out of this. Yeah, you're the one that's stuck on a pacemaker. But get these glands, sweetheart, Lona Lotta. Oh, man. All love. Man, see, you're a great soul here, man. You just, you know what, work with this, sweetheart, and you'll get yourself out of this. Real important. If you're a female, I don't know, but definitely, go after those endocrine glands. And I think you'll be fine. You'll pull yourself out of that, and you'll get your body straightened up. Let me see here. Yeah, I've only got 10 minutes here. Someone asked me all the fruit with all the sugar. You know, I hear that stuff all the time. And how come you don't see sugar problems in primates and in herbivores? They're always eating grass full of sugar. I mean, what is grass? Glucose. What's fruits? Fructose. They're both simple sugars. How come they not have problems like humans? That's because you don't realize that sugar is the main need of the human body. Carbon and oxygen are essential to get ATP, adenosine triphosphate. That's cell energy. That's how your car runs. That's how your cell runs. Sugars are essential. Most people are locked on this ridiculous concept of proteins, which is mostly what your body responds negative to. So really the sugar is really key here, and that's true in most vertebrates. Why does the grizzly bear get fat before they hibernate? Because sugar is key to cellular activity and health. Even if you're in a hibernation state, your cells still have to live. You can't kill cells and then live, even though there is a frog or something that you can freeze for years and it comes back out. I'm amazed at some of that nature stuff. But you got to have sugars. If you're not metabolizing sugars, that's an adrenal gland problem. You got to fix the adrenal gland. Don't blame the fruits, blame your adrenal glands. Fix your adrenal glands. If you want too much sugar, then eat starch, because starch is complex carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are simple sugars. Simple sugars, carbon chain constituents, essential for most vertebrates. Even lions like the gut where the half-digested lettuce is. Not too many, if you notice in the animal kingdom, not too many carnivores eat other carnivores. Notice that? Yeah. So it's really important that carbon is needed for cell function. Or you're like a lion, you sleep 20 hours a day because you can't overexert the cells of your body because they'll die. You're not getting enough carbon. Outside of that, then the omnivores, even dogs like grass, if you don't give dogs carbon, they don't do well either. So don't freak out with the sugars, freak out with your adrenal glands. Let me see. This is the individual feeling pain under his foot. Oh, this is her dad. Hi, Pocahontas. This is her dad feeling pain under his foot. Well, that's a nervous system, of course, under the toes. Probably tied right to his kidneys, sweetheart. I'm not sure what I can be, as he doesn't like to do any tests. They're going to, I don't blame him. He has prostate problems. Perfect. That's the kidneys. That's the kidneys big time. That's why he has prostate problems, is the kidneys. But it also, remember, affects L4 and L5, the lower back, affects the nerve ganglia going down the feet. And remember, you got kidney nerves going down to the feet. So you're going to have pain in the bottom of those feet, like a neuropathy type of feeling. This guy, you've got to have your dad fix his prostate, or he's walking down the road, you know. Prostate cancer's everywhere. Allergies, that's his lymph system. Of course, his kidneys are not filtering his lymph system, so he has some prostatitis at the least. He's got a form of neuropathy or neural inflammation, neuritis, and some colon problems to caboot. All right, Paulina, you got to take after your dad, at least get him on a halfway raw food diet, and then use the herbs, because some guys just don't do it all, you know. But get him on the kidneys, the adrenal glands, and get on the lymph system, and you could give him a little prostate for him. It depends what his PSAs are. PSAs are how we register prostatitis. You know, basically 0 to 3 used to be the score, now it's 0 to 4. They should have reduced it instead of increased it, because genetically speaking, prostates are weaker in men. So I've seen prostate cancer come in here at PSAs of 2, especially in 40-year-olds. So dangerous time. 60-year-olds, you're probably going to look at 6, 7 before it's prostate cancer, and then as you get older, it can go up to 10s. Gravity Colonics, how you doing, sweetheart? Let me see. Yeah, appreciate that. What is that, May Freaky? Appreciate the comments, guys. I really do, really, really, really do. This is the one, sweetheart. You saw what you ate bad. You saw what protein did you, and how it's related to pain. I tell you, I've seen this over and over and over again. So when you're in pain, you don't do protein. Sorry, and you just learned that lesson. I think it was a real good one for you. I showed a friend of mine, a medical doctor, that one time, and he will not give protein when his patients are in pain, because I just showed him just what it does to you. You know, experience is worth 1,000 words. Let's see, medication for athlete's foot. After that, my white blood cells dropped immensely. Holy crap. You know, I'm telling you, we are in a serious issue with pharmaceuticals. These guys just live in another world. They don't care about human life. I don't care what people think. These people are about the money. We can do so much better with botanicals and even homeopathics. But when you're doing this, I had a guy come in here that was on some pharmaceutical, and he had absolutely no bone marrow left. They couldn't find any bone marrow left in him. Imagine taking some drug and it chews up your bone marrow. You're in trouble. I mean, so much trouble. They gave him a blood transfusion every day for a while, and then we got him to every week, and platelets every 2 days or so. I mean, this is the bad stuff. You must beware. So what I would do is I would get in like to the Ultimate Immune or some formula you can find out there for bone marrow regeneration. I would also clean my spleen out and my liver up, and then get the kidneys and adrenals and move your lymph system and build those white blood cells back up, because boy, that's the one thing you don't. I'd rather see real high white blood cells than real low. Real low is not good. So look at your platelets, see if they're okay. Could have just affect the spleen. You don't want it to affect the bone marrow. This is possible. Ridiculous. Always use botanicals for virals or fungus problems. If you got athlete's foot, you got fungal problems. Well, no kidding. The average person has a lot of fungal problems. Use Parasite M or something equivalent out there for the fungus. At the same time, dig into your lymph system, man. Really clean your lymph. Get your kidneys. And remember, the adrenal glands, you're not metabolizing sugars, probably why the fungus, or you have a lot of sulfur in you. So you want to get that out of you. And I'm sorry I'm going so fast, but I don't have a lot of time. I'll come into the end of the week and sit down and catch up here, and I'll go a lot slower. But really, this is a serious thing. You want to build those white blood cells up, and I would definitely hit the bone marrow and the spleen. Tina from Ontario again. Poor pigmentation. She says, my 6-year-old daughter has always had dark spots, gray-black, on the whites of her eyes. Wow. Well, I don't know, could be skin pigmentation, pigmentation of that. I check the pituitary, move the lymph just in case. You don't know what chemicals or something might be lodged in those tissues up there. Really move her lymph system, get her little kidneys. She's got kidney and adrenals at that age, but suspect a little pituitary going on there. Can't hurt to pop that up a little bit. How old is she? She's 6-year-old. Yeah, I mean, you do just like a fourth of a pill or a half a pill, the pituitary, twice a day. In the 6-year-olds, you're going to use drops when it comes to herbs. And in a 6-year-old, you'd probably do a quarter of a dropper full, probably be adequate for this individual. So you're going to do drops. I have it by weight on my herbal formulas. A lot of people don't, but I go by weight. A lot of times that's a good way to go. Jennifer's worked with so many kids. You can ask her opinion on that. She's raised all her kids on a lot of herbs. Yeah, the banana, raw life banana, nature's perfect food, according to a 3-doctor professor in Canada. I don't think it's a great detoxifier, but I think it's the meat of the fruit, if you will. Let's see, the metal they use. Oh, the stainless steel threads for the hernia. My healthier me. I don't know what to say. I don't know how much the tissue responds to stainless steel. Shoot, I don't even know if stainless steel is acidic or alkaline, or it's somewhere in the middle. I know there's a lot of copper there, so so I don't know what to say about that. But if your hernia is falling apart, go back to where you had it done. And my time is up, and I've got to go. So thank you very much for listening, and we will come back here and address the rest of these questions here. I'll have them done by the end of the week for sure. So I really appreciate it. Sorry that I had to go so fast this morning, but I needed to cover some of these. I thought some of these were kind of important. And I really, I try to go through those real quick. The name of the master is Fubi, F-U-B-B-I, Quantz, Q-U-A-N-T-Z. Credible being, very ancient master. Used to sit right here when I was giving a lecture or a class. He would pop right here in my consciousness, and I could see him as I could see that camera there, and he'd be talking to me while I'm giving a talk. And this is a high spiritual being, so I would be listening but talking at the same time. And he taught me how to talk without thinking, how to just let whatever comes flow and listen at the same time to something else. So he taught you how to be in the moment and let your mind and let things move and go without you being involved in that. The worst lecture there is someone that has to read.